There we go. So here we are. As we were saying, thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all staying on the call here to do a little bit of training. But the last couple of weeks, I've been involved with some other people in the Super Patch, sideline to us, because I'm really open to learn, and I want to be able to learn and be the best that I can possibly be to share with you guys, so that you can also improve alongside. And sometimes it's hard to be coachable. It's kind of like it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, and that's kind of how I feel sometimes. But this group that I've been involved with and learning from, they're just amazing, amazing people. And one of the problems that we always have is we put a post up, and it's like, oh, will you go like my post, or will you go comment on my post, and it will help the algorithms. Well, first of all, I don't even really understand what algorithms mean and do. To be honest with you, I just hear that phrase all the time. And usually I can tell by how many people engage in the post of whether the post is good or not. But if we all work together and help each other and comment on each other's posts, does it not make sense that the algorithms, the views are going to get better? So that's what we're going to do. And what I've created, and believe me, this I just created this today, with the help of Jen Moyer and Heather Lemke and Diane McGuigan and so on. But what this is, I'm going to explain it to you, and I'll show you on the screen very shortly. We have created a chat group called Boost Your Post. Boost Your Post. And I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go to the other group that I learned it from. So this is Messenger, okay? So this is the group that is called, this is the one that I was in, called Super Patch Boosting Chat. And the idea of this is to always put your posts, doesn't matter what post it is, and they don't have to be just Super Patch posts. They could be a family post. They could be a vacation post. They could be, having fun out in the yard. It's all about building the brand of you, and then us helping support those algorithms. Again, there's that word, which obviously means more views, so that we're exposing to as many people as we can. And I've been doing this now for just about 2 weeks, and I've had 2 enrollments out of it and got 3 ongoing conversations of people that reached out that aren't even friends with me. Now, the cool thing is about this is you don't have to be friends with somebody to comment on their post. But if you want to bring them into the chat group, you can either send them the link if you're not friends with them, or you can simply add them if you're friends. So here's how it works. So I'll give you an example, because I just did this today. This is a post I put in that basically, I'm going to go to the post right now. And so this is a post that I put in that says, I can't believe I own a global distribution franchise with a 500 billion market for $90 a month. Okay. So not too many people are going to comment on that because they're afraid or whatever. So what I did is I took this post and I put it into the Super Patch Boosting Chat, which is another group of people where I learned this from. And so what happens is you can see 24 people in this group saw my post. Okay. The way the group works is that I had to go up to the next 5 posts, this one, this one, this one, this one, and one more, and this one. And I went into those 5 posts. I just click on it here. Like, this is a new team leader, Courtney Lay. So I just click on it in the group. I go to Courtney Lay, and you can see, great job, Suzanne, blah, blah, blah. You're starting to move. So this is the girl who reached team leader named Suzanne. So I just go in and edify her post, which boosts the algorithms, right? So now, when people start to go below me and post more posts in this group, they will be responsible for commenting on the 5 above them. because eventually, if you're the bottom post, eventually you'll be either the fourth, third, second, or first post above the last post. So I'm going to go to the group that we created today called Boost Your Post. Okay. So because we just started this group today, it's the same idea. Jen Moyer put a post in here. I put a post in here. This is how the group works. Post a public link of your post you want to boost, then comment on the 5 posts above you with at least 5 words. We don't want emojis. We want, hey, great job. So glad to be partnered. #1team, whatever. Then they will do the same for you, whoever's in the group. You don't need to do more than 5. 5 is enough. And so then Diane McGuigan put in hers, and then she went and commented, because she's the last post in the chat group. So she went and commented on Heather Lemke's. She went in and commented on mine, and she went in and commented on Jen's. Okay. So what we're doing is we're building up the post. We're edifying the post. We're supporting each other in our posting on Facebook. And this is certainly not the only way in the world to, build your algorithms, because you may not need to if it's a post that's already getting lots of hits, right? So the other thing is if you see a post in here, like let's say for instance, Jen Moyer, you were underneath Jen Moyer and she was 3 above you, but you had already commented on Jen Moyer's post without knowing that she posted it in the Boost Messenger group, then you don't need to go back in and post it again. But as we build this group and get it going, we're going to use it to leverage all our posts so that we can get the most exposure to all our posts. So the key thing is here, 2 things. Your posts always have to be public on the public setting. And then your comments in your settings have to be set to public as well. Does that make sense? So we can do that right now. Paul, do you have a post that you could add to this Boost Your Post group?
Excuse me, Terry.
Sure.
Terry, I'm on my phone looking in that group because I'm part of that, but I'm not seeing all the posts that you are showing. Diane McQuiggan's, for me, the attachment is unavailable. I don't know if it's because it's coming from a private group, so I'm just asking. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it may be. It may
Okay.
be.
I just wanted to point that out because I'm not seeing what you have on your screen.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, we'll check that out.
Okay.
Thanks, Dennis. We'll check that out. And I've got the parameters pretty tight right now because I don't want hackers coming in here either. Right.
So how do you get into the chat group?
So you have to request to get in, Boost Your Post, and then you will be approved by an admin, and myself and Paul and Jen Moyer right now are admins. If we decide that it's a little easier to open it up, my biggest fear is, and I don't know whether you people were on a call one night that I was doing and I got hacked, and it was just atrocious. And so I'm a little overly cautious, I think, now. And I've got the parameters where you have to be admitted into the group to be able to do it, and your post has to be on the public setting, okay, in order to do that. So what I was going to do, Paul, if you could find that group and just share one of your posts from your feed and put it right into this feed. Yeah, see, there's Paul's now. So now Paul's responsibility would be to go and comment on Diane's post, comment on Heather's post, comment on my post, comment on Jen's post, and if there was one more, 5 posts. It takes literally about 5 minutes to do, and it's going to build the algorithms on everybody's Facebook feed to help us get more attention to what we're doing. So that's basically the simplicity of it. If you just search the post or the group on your computer or on your cell phone, and then just send the link to people. You can put all your team members on
Hey,
here.
Chair,
Yeah.
I can put the link to our group in the chat here and people
Okay.
can read. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Are you gonna put it on the Zoom chat?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've been trying to search it and it's not coming up because
Yeah, I may have to loosen the parameters off on it a little bit. But our job is we're going to invite all our teammates on there, invite them to the group or whatever. And this is just sort of our first stage with it, but I was really impressed with how the other one worked. But if we all participate in it, and all you have to do is simply share your post from your Facebook feed, and then when you click share on your Facebook feed, it will say share it to Messenger or whatever, and then you can search the group that says boost your post if you're in the group, and then boom, you just send it to that group, and away you go. So I don't think I need to share anymore. Does anybody have any questions?
Oh, go ahead, Kay.
Oh, it won't let us in because it says the parameters are too narrow or something.
Yeah, so we'll loosen off those parameters. I just wanted to let you all know that it was coming, and when I get off this call, I'll work with the admins and loosen off the links a bit so you can just join. As you know, Kay, my biggest fear is I don't want hackers getting in here, right?
Yeah, I hear you because I made it so my people can't comment because I was getting people from Saudi and who knows what, wanting to ask me out on a date. So I was like,
well, there's nothing wrong with that. Come on, what do you want?
Yeah, right.
Oh, lucky you.
nothing wrong with a rich Saudi. So no, but I think go ahead, Paul.
Sorry, I was just going to point out somebody said, "Oh, I'm not going to change my settings to public," and maybe they're trying to just be cautious and all that. That's great, but when you're in this business, I'll tell you, you got to be public because I get so many people from people that liked it. All of their friends saw them like it. If you don't have it set to public, it's only the person that liked it that will see it. So it doesn't expand out your network. So you should always have your settings on public. And if you ever post something you don't want public, just change that specific post before you make it to private or to just a friends group or whatever. But you need to be on public to have this work, or else people, it's not going to be as effective and you won't reach as many people. So just to address that, why we're saying to be public is all.
Yeah, I mean, you can, in your Facebook feed, if you've got, a post that's more personal or whatever, and you just want, friends only, it's very easy to switch that post right at the top of your, where you're making the post. There's just a little drop down there and you can change it to friends or friends only or whatever. But if you're going to share a post into the chat group that you want bumped, that's possibly a post that you want to expose more people to what you're doing with the Super Patch company, then it's imperative that your post is on public, and it's also imperative that your comments are on public, because I've seen it now where 2 or 3 people are like, somebody put a post in there and somebody said, "Hey, we can't comment on your post. We can't comment on your post." And that person isn't there. All of a sudden, everybody just goes, "Oh, the heck with it. They're not listening," or whatever. And so we're just trying to go through the parameters. And remember, this is not to expose anybody. This is to build the viewing audience for all of us to do this. So if we all work together on this in this group, and I wouldn't be surprised that in a day or two we have 100 to 200 people in this group. And I will work with Jen and Paul to get the parameters loosened up a little bit. But for this case, I'm always very, very cautious when I first go in, because I was never so appalled at what happened the one time on this call. And of course, the worst part is that Paul's internet was down, so he couldn't co-host. So I had the screen on share, and I couldn't find the guy who was hacking in. And it turned out to be 6 people that were hacking in. Then I clicked on the person that I thought was the hacker, and the screen opened up and covered the quit button. So I couldn't even quit the call. So I don't ever want to go. So I thought I'll lean on err on the side of caution for sure than doing this for sure.
Sorry, Terry, I was just wondering, is it possible for us to send a private message to any one of you admins that are in that group asking to add us? Would that be the better way to do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna just check those parameters, Connie, and I think if you
Maybe,
request-
maybe Terry, people who wanna join the group can copy the link. And once the parameters are changed, they should be able to get in.
yeah, so you put that in the link in
In
there
this, I put it in the Zoom chat there.
at the
The
bottom.
link didn't work.
No?
Okay, well, we're going to loosen up the parameters. We'll get it solved. Just suffice it to say, I'm not a messenger group guru by any means, but we'll figure it out. I can assure you that. And certainly, the idea here is so all of us support each other, support our posts. I mean, I know myself, I put posts up there. I'm like, why isn't somebody, commenting or liking my post or whatever? But if we all support each other and place the post that and it can be a post from a month ago. Give me a post from 2 months ago that you want to boost it back up again. Throw it in the group, throw it in the chat group, and we'll boost it back up again. So I'll go through these parameters on the chat group tonight, and then I'll put an okay. The chat group is ready to go, or the boost your post chat group is ready to go. And Jen and I and Paul will test it tonight. It can't be that difficult. It's just probably a click of a couple buttons. And I want to make it easy for everybody too to get into the group. So anybody have any questions?
If I could, for those of you who are on now, if you click on that link, you're going to get a page that says it's not accessible. If you just leave that page open and wait for the admins here to straighten that out, you can then refresh that in, say, half an hour. You should be able to get in. Because I know the problem. You can't copy the link right now. So just click on the link, open up a separate page in your browser, leave it open, and probably in about half an hour or so when they fix this, we should all be able to get in.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, Jen and I were working on it today earlier, and we were messing around with some of the buttons.
Yeah. And when I click on the link, it takes me right to the group, but maybe because I'm in it already.
Well, because you're an admin maybe too, Jen.
Maybe.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out. We'll make it easy for everybody. And if I take all the parameters off and one hacker comes in, it's just gonna take one hacker and we're gonna straighten this group out. So so please enjoy it. If you have any questions whatsoever, reach out to me. Next week, I was on a couple other calls, and I've got a great new tracking thing to do to track your income producing activities. And it's a point system. So you can't lie. You can't lie about your actions because there's a point system to it. So it's going to help everybody be somewhat accountable for those that are building. So I think that's all I have for tonight, Paul and folks. That's all I've got. So if anybody has any questions, please unmute yourself and go ahead. No, that's good.
Thanks,
Wow.
guys.
I just want to say I'm really, really excited about this messenger group. And because I see the same people over and over in my feed, and I miss a lot of stuff. So I think it gets it. I think algorithms means, what you see in your feed, basically. So
I'm going to look
think-
that word up, I think, tonight. Too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a great system.
Well,
And thank you, Terry. Thanks
It's
for
a great word.
bringing that to
Great
us.
word. Well, if we can all bring more people to our posts and get it
Yeah.
exposed to more people, then why wouldn't we? I mean, that's our job to share it with.
But even having like a little system to it too, go up 5. So
Yeah.
if you don't want anything boosted of your own, there's no work for you to do.
Yeah.
The only time you're doing a little bit of work is when you're asking other people to do a little bit of work on your post.
Yeah,
So-
because your post will move up to the 4th position, the 3rd
Yeah.
position, the
So
2nd
you'll get,
position, the
yeah,
1st.
exactly.
Well, and
Exactly.
somebody can do the exact same post, and then someone over here has all this action, and over here they don't, and they haven't been in the game long enough. They haven't built that network up. They haven't, created that community of followers and all that stuff. And it's helping them because people are going to look at it and go, that doesn't look like too many people are excited about that. And then you get 5 and then another 5. And then it's like, oh wow, so everybody looking in's like, oh wow, something's going on with these patches. What's going on? So
Yeah.
it's really going to help those that have just come in that say, I can't do this. I'm not a marketer. Blah blah blah. It's win-win for everybody. And yeah, like you say, Jen, you want some love, give some love. And
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
I'd really like to see another group with Facebook posts, suggestions, you know? Remember we used to have that group?
well, this is kind of going to do that because if you
Well,
like
yeah,
something, then
yeah,
snag
you're
it
right.
and
Well,
just
yeah.
kind of put your own
True.
spin on it. Or
yeah, you
Yeah.
can take it
I
and
don't
copy
care
and
if somebody
paste.
copies something word for word. I could care less. I mean,
Right, right.
just repost it. And
Good
guys,
point.
don't share posts. Everybody shares them, and you're only helping the guy that or the girl or
Shared
whoever
it,
it is that
or
posted
shared
it.
it. Yeah.
Like, just take the information and repost it yourself. That's
Yeah,
the
copy and paste it, edit it a bit, whatever,
Yeah.
maybe change the picture up a little bit or whatever, but take the theme or the meaning of the post and make it your own.
Mhm.
Because if you share it, you're
Go
only
ahead. Karen has raised her hand. You should be unmuted.
Hi, I'm just wondering if a sort of 5 is the magic number for the algorithms, because like you said, there could be 200 people in this joining this group, but you're only commenting on 5 above and you're only going to get 5 comments. Is that known
But
to be the magic
gonna
number?
you're gonna get 5 comments from number 6. Then you're gonna get 5. So you're actually, how many are you gonna get, Paul?
About 25.
No,
Yeah.
wait a minute. One person's not giving you 5 comments though. I'm confused.
Well,
No.
5 and 6 and 7 is giving 4. Like it all staggers. So you'll get more comments from more people as it goes along. And some will just be, hey, I'm going to comment on 10. Go ahead.
But
It's
are,
really,
are you? I thought like, so if I'm number 5 and sorry, I'm number 1 in the list. I'm top of the list.
Don't be
2,
number
3, 4,
1.
5,
Don't be
6.
number 1 loses out. The first 5 lose out, and we've already done that.
yeah,
So
once you get going along,
Yeah.
you'll see what happens.
But it's only the
Hey,
5 underneath me that are commenting, right? So I'm only going to get 5 comments. I'm just wondering if that's the magic number.
no.
go ahead.
So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Karen, you're 6. Okay.
Yep.
So you put your post in there, and then you go up and comment on all of ours. Okay. And
Yep.
then the next person that puts their post in comments on yours and not number 1's.
Right.
And then the next person, yeah, I guess maybe would you only get 5?
No, you're only getting
well, you get, yeah.
only getting 5 comments, but the key is it's not likes. That doesn't change the algorithms.
I understand. So
Agreed.
5 is the magic number from
5 is the magic number. If you want to do more, there's nothing wrong with doing more. It's just the group that I was in, Karen. That was the parameters that they had, and it seemed to work really well.
Okay. It doesn't
If people want to go up, because you can look at the post in the actual messenger group, and you can see that 35 people saw your post or clicked on it, and left a heart or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean that all of them. The minimum amount, I guess, is a better way to put it. The minimum amount is 5.
Okay.
If you want to go up and do more, the more you do, I'm going to tell you, and I've been doing it because I'm like you, Karen. I do more than I should, and I'm getting the love back from people. And these aren't even people that are. What's that, Paul?
No, just somebody's going to comment and you don't know who they are, and you're going to go look and go, well, I'm going to give them some love. They're in the same gig as I am in. So yeah, you're right. It's 5 minimum, but it could be 10, 20. We don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to presume on people's time either, Karen. I'm just saying that if I think 5 is the.
No, my question is that a known algorithm changing number, I guess, as opposed to.
According to this other group, it is, and these are veteran network marketers.
Okay.
I can just answer that question for you. I could go back to a post that was viral that has thousands of likes from 2017, 18, and I just have to go down into that post and make a period and hit enter as a comment and make sure it goes through and that it has been placed. And then I go and I delete the period and the amount of comments I get pouring in after again is crazy.
Huh.
So all it takes is one comment to actually boost it. So
Again.
5 is going to be more than enough, but it's going to give you 5 more comments of people looking in. It's okay, they're not the only one. These other people like it too. What am I missing here? And I have to
And
look.
because it's public, the people that comment on your posts, their friends are going to see it. It's not just them.
Yeah. And Paul, you bring up a really good point is it doesn't have to be a post you made today. If you had a really great post 3 months ago that you got a lot of activity on, bump it up again, right?
Yeah.
You can literally do it yourself.
And as I said too, it doesn't necessarily have to be a post about Super Patch, because all we're trying to get is viewers. All we're trying to get is people that understand and build the brand of you, build the brand of Jen, build the brand of Connie, build the brand of Terry. But it doesn't always have to be, I got to put a Super Patch, picture of patches or whatever. It doesn't have to be that. It could be you jumping off the dock doing a cannonball at your cottage. It could be a reel, right? It could be anything. It's just that we got to go in and support that to bring it back up to the top of the feeds in Facebook. Because the numbers of somebody actually seeing your post in Facebook at how fast things get pushed through the feed is staggering. Like it's like a millisecond, right? So
yeah, and in the chat here, who was it? It was Chanda said, it's also better if you're not friends with the person that's boosting your post, right? Because it'll show up to their friends.
Yeah, all of us together are going to learn a little bit about this, but I was only in this other group for 2 weeks. And like I said, I had some pretty amazing leads, and they were from people that weren't even my friends.
Yeah.
So they came probably from somebody who wasn't my friend that saw my post and then reached out to me, and we weren't friends, right? They just private messaged me or said, I want more information. And I click on their profile. I'm like, we're not even friends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you saw my post in this other group. Cool. So that kind of lit a light up in me. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do it here. We'll fail forward together. We'll make it right. We'll get it right, but we'll get it to the point where it's beneficial for all of us. Trust me.
Yeah.
We'll get it there. So that's it. And next week, I got a great chart that I learned about today that we're going to talk about for keeping track of leads, keeping track of your work effort. Because a lot of times what happens is we think we've did a lot. And then when you look at your points, you're like, oh, I really didn't do a lot. So this is all about, accountability for all of us, right? And I'm not saying that, you have to do, this on a full-time basis or whatever, but it's just accountability to yourself. If you want your business to rise and do well, then work at it. That's all. And this just helps you be accountable and be honest with yourself. That's all. So we're going to talk about that next week. And so same time next week, 8 p.m. Now, next week, also, I wanted to say that we're starting an opportunity call at 2 p.m. in the afternoon for the UK and Europe. So if you have people in the UK or Europe, it will be 7 p.m. Europe time, 7 p.m. UK time and 8 p.m. European time. So that's next week. That'll be our first call, and we're doing that on a weekly basis. And hope to see everybody this Friday in Toronto at a big event. I think there's over 200 seats filled, so it'll be a lot of fun. So, anyways, thanks everybody. Thank you, Paul, for hosting. Thank you, Jen. We'll get on the line here after Jen, and we'll get this straight.
Thanks, guys. Excellent idea for this group.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We'll all improve our posting, and we'll all get better in our pursuit of excellence. Okay. Okay, guys. We'll see you later. Have a great night. And I'll just unmute, or Paul, you can unmute everybody.
Yep, I got them all if they want to.
Good night.